Whether you like it or not, microplastics will be on the menu this holiday season. A study conducted by the University of Portsmouth and Good Morning Britain calculated the amount of microplastics in a typical holiday meal of chicken, vegetables, and Yorkshire pudding. They looked at two variations, one with ingredients that came wrapped in plastic and one with ingredients that were packaged in other ways. They found that the plastic-wrapped meal had approximately 230,000 microplastic particles in it, compared to the unwrapped meal's roughly 55,000 particles.
If you were eating an equivalent wrapped dinner every day for a year, you'd be eating about 10 grams of plastic. That's the equivalent of 2 of these a year.
This experiment gave a more realistic picture of the amount of microplastics in cooked meals. Typically, researchers just look at raw foods in isolation, but by looking at foods that are ready to serve, the microplastic count can include microscopic particles that have been added through packaging, cooking, air, and utensils.
Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a microplastic-free food now, I think. That's because there's so many microplastics in the air and in the soil. So as we're speaking now, there are likely to be some microplastics that are falling on here, onto the food that we'll be eating. But also if you look at the agriculture, the plasticulture, which is the amount of plastic that goes into our farmlands, there are huge concentrations of microplastics in our soils. In fact, more than there is in the ocean.